Maintain emotional equanimity and understand your histogram. This is Bill Scheid from Applied Finance Research, and that's the topic we'll be discussing in this video. At the time of making this video, BMR 21 has been on a strong run lately. September of 2025, which was just last month, was an 11% return alone. That's the large spike in the equity curve that we see here. The system's long-term performance was already better than the SPY, that's the blue line, and now it's looking even better. As you'll see from all the numbers here, it's a return that beats the S&P on a drawdown that's the same as 60-40 buy and hold. So it's natural to feel energized and enthusiastic when a system performs well. Months like these are definitely exciting, they're validating, and they are why we trade the system in the first place. But I also want to be very clear, it's exactly during these high performing months that we have to stay grounded. The reason is emotional discipline is just as important as any technical edge. If we get too high during the wins, then we risk getting too low during the losses. And of course, we know that statistically losses will come. There is no system that never experiences losses. So while it's really nice to see these giant months where the system just skyrockets, it's helpful if we understand the histogram of monthly returns, because it helps put things in context and it helps us get a sense of how to frame both outsized gains and perfectly normal drawdowns. So let's take a look at the histogram of returns for BMR 21. So these data are from the backtest we were just looking at. It comes from etfreeplay.com. It's from the end of 2007 right through September 30th of 2025, which was just a few days ago as of the time I'm making this video. These data do not include slippage or commissions, and they also don't include sober and shorts. We know sober and shorts definitely improve the system, but we're looking at the system raw, straight out of the box. So let's jump into what we have here. So we have monthly returns grouped by 1% blocks or buckets, if you will. And what we notice, first of all, is that there is definitely a skew to the right, meaning that 0 is here and our average return, the blue line, is 1.20%. So that means there are a lot more frequent small to moderate gains than there are large losses. Also, there's a fat tail out to the positive side with a handful of very large monthly gains out here. These outliers are great, and they actually contribute quite well to the long-term performance and help the system offset drawdowns. Asymmetry is definitely an edge. So the system is designed to limit the downside while allowing the upside to run, and that's what creates this favorable asymmetry in the distribution. Now, let's put September of 2025 in context. That 11% return is on the high end, but it actually technically is still within the right-hand tail of the histogram. It is right at the 2 standard deviation mark. 2 standard deviations is 11.14%. And of course, 95% of the data are going to fall within 2 standard deviations. So we're pretty much right at that 2 standard deviations. So while months like September feel great, they're definitely not the baseline. So we do want to anchor our expectations so that we don't get emotional whiplash when a normal down month hits. So knowing the shape of the distribution can really help us stay rational and committed. It's much easier to stick with a system when we understand that both small losses and occasional big wins are normal. So the histogram really, it reminds us to focus on process and probabilities instead of emotional highs and lows that can come with any one month if it's a big winner or a loser. So the point is, appreciate the winners, study the histogram, know the probabilities. That way, when the inevitable losing streak hits, you'll have the context and the emotional resilience to be able to stay in the game. This is Bill Scheid from Applied Finance Research. Thank you very much for watching, and happy trading.